Minecraft game is medieval, that's why our player equips armor, attacks with swords, defends with shields, and shoots with bows. All this exactly like a medieval knight. But then I thought, what if Minecraft had weapons? Well, the essence of Minecraft doesn't allow it, and obviously Mojang wouldn't have firearms either. However, you will be surprised how Minecraft really is not as far from firearms as you can imagine, and in fact, if at some point Mojang wants to add firearms, they could do it without problems. The first reason why I'm telling you all this has to do with Notch, the creator of this amazing game, as it turns out that one of Notch's first games was this one here, a shooter. The main player had a gun in his hand, and his goal was to constantly shoot zombies. With this, I want to make you understand that Notch already had experience with firearms in video games. Now knowing that Notch had already made shooting games, it is not so reasonable to think that perhaps at some point Notch could have thought of weapons for Minecraft. Of course, the probability is very low, but not impossible. However, there is another reason why Minecraft doesn't need so far from firearms. Many of us think that medieval weapons are just swords and bows, and that at that time they were only pointed axes and that's it. But actually, that's not true. It turns out that in medieval times, gunpowder was already beginning to be tested, and it was in medieval times that a deadly weapon was obtained. The medieval cannons. These cannons were too old, but during that time it was considered the most advanced weapon. Its main function was to defend castles, exactly of a stone from that time. And the most curious thing about all this is that to create cannons and guns, we only need iron, gunpowder and wood, three perfectly obtainable materials in the world of Minecraft. Just look at a photograph of one of the first guns in the world. They are not technological at all and can be crafted in a Minecraft world. So next, we will go to our interdimensional time machine. We will go to a universe where Notch ends up adding firearms to Minecraft. Let's go! We have arrived at Minecraft with weapons. We are going to get iron. Aha! Iron ready! We will make something more powerful, a carabiner. You will not escape! We have collected a large amount of gunpowder, and this will allow us to make more weapons, such as the super cannon. We will take advantage of it in the nether and defeat the blazes. We have arrived. Wait. First we have to eliminate the nonsense. Gas dies. Now let's penetrate the fortress, position the mega cannon, load and fire. For now, Minecraft with weapons is incredible. You can destroy enemies much easier. Just being a little close distance, you destroy them, making the battle against players and mobs much easier. You can calmly go to a safe place and from a distance take out a powerful weapon and then boom, you shoot and go. However, I think there is a big problem with the weapons. Minecraft becomes too easy with this. The problem with firearms is that they are practically very powerful. That is the objective of firearm. They were created to knock down our enemies with practically a single shot. That means that if we are going to have weapons in Minecraft, they will have to increase the life of the hostile mobs to double or triple. So that is not so easy to eliminate the hostile mobs with a single hit, but it has to cost a lot. Another thing that seems very important to me is that Minecraft armor would have to be much more resistant. And in fact, in this universe with weapons, armor would be more important. It will serve the player as a kind of bulletproof. Depending on the armor you have, this would be more or less resistant. Like for example, the netherite armor would be able to withstand a lot of shots. And probably also the enemies would have more armor. For example, the zombies with a chest plate would be much more likely to spawn. This makes the zombies they are much more balanced, not only with higher life, but with better armor. But not only that, currently in this universe there will be something much more valuable than diamonds or any other resource. And this would be the gunpowder. Creepers will be considered as gods. Without the creepers there will be no weapons. so creeper farms will be exaggeratedly common, because for obvious reasons, gunpowder in this universe will take 10 times longer. With this simple example, you can imagine how Minecraft's survival world changed. Skeletons learning to use guns, because of course, why use bows if you can have a firearm? Villagers with firearms invading villages. Poor villagers could no longer do absolutely nothing against these villagers. Ultimately, bows and crossbows will quickly be replaced by firearms. And so it would be funny to see speedrunners passing Minecraft with firearms and even shooting the dragon. But in this universe, what would change the most would be the combat in PvP. The combats have always been with swords, but when a video game has firearms, this changes completely. Minecraft PvP will change from being a strategy to precision combat. In our current Minecraft, there are many strategies to fight, such as surprising your enemy with co-ops, using potions, using explosives, deciding between swords or rakes, using bows or crossbows. You have to think each of your movements. But in shooting games, strategy is also quite important. But it is much more important to have a good aim. I don't know about you, but in my humble opinion, new Minecraft players would have a hard time learning about PvP. It was the first time I played a game. It took me months to learn shooting. Besides, in shooting games, there are people who are to try hard. The best shooting game players have trained for months and maybe years to achieve the impeccable aim, turning Minecraft into an extremely competitive game. And it is no mystery that in most competitive games there is greater toxicity. Obviously, not all shooting games are toxic, but some studies have shown that the most toxic games are usually those with weapons. To a certain extent, it is normal because we are human beings and we can get angry for not hitting a target. Another thing that would undoubtedly change is the age range of Minecraft. The suggested range for Minecraft is 7 years old, or in some countries it is more than 10 years old. But in a game with weapons, the age range exceeds 13 years old, because Minecraft will no longer be considered fantasy violence, which, by the way, on one occasion, the country of Turkey wanted to ban Minecraft, that it was very violent. And if some countries have wanted to ban Minecraft because it is very violent with just a few swords against zombies, I don't want to imagine the number of countries that will try to censor Minecraft for having firearms. It would only be in Turkey in this universe. I'm pretty sure many other countries will join the censorship for Minecraft of having firearms. But why do countries try to censor video games with weapons? Well, must say that this makes you violent. But do video games really make you violent? Well, I was researching this topic and reading some expert analysis on this topic. They have reached the following conclusion. There is no correlation between violent video games and violent behavior among players. In addition, other studies have said that the video game is not the problem. The real problem is the person who is playing it, such as a person with an aggressive mental illness. Violent video games can influence him, while a perfectly healthy person or with correct values who has been properly educated at home won't become violent. However, I found something interesting in these studies, and that is that when you play video games with violence, yes, it is true that a completely normal person can get angry much easier, but the explanation is simple. This is because these games are usually much more stressful than the other normal games. Any ordinary person under a lot of stress is more likely to end up insulting or getting angry. Obviously, this doesn't make you aggressive, but your mood can change a lot at that moment. But I want to close this video with a reflection of prejudices. Despite the fact that there are many studies that confirm that video games don't make you violent, there are many people who continue to believe the myth. If you play shooting games, it is more likely that you will end up getting angry, but that depends on you and how you handle your emotions. Like other activities where there is a lot of stress, such as football, just remember to control yourself as much as possible in very competitive games, and don't take what happens so seriously inside the game. Click on the left to see why Turkey wanted to censor Minecraft, and on the right you have a video suggested by the YouTube algorithm.